Hi, my name is Sean Zenz, Team Lead of Sales Engineering at Enable Technologies. Welcome to the Incentral Technical Onboarding. This onboarding is designed for new customers of Enable Technologies, as well as perhaps you're a new employee at one of our customers. This video is going to take you through orientation. In this video, I'm going to show you how to access Incentral, how to activate Incentral, and what training resources are available to you. There's also additional videos on deployment. Maybe it's the first deployment, maybe it's your 25th deployment. So I'm going to show you all the basics of deployment and what you need to know. There's also a second video which is designed around core concepts. Filters, rules, notifications, service templates, all packed into a single video. Now the first thing you receive as a new customer to Enable is a welcome email. Now, this welcome email is typically sent to the business owner, whoever our primary contact is at your organization. Now, new users for the Enable Resource Center must be authorized. So that business owner or that primary contact must contact us via phone or must create a case for us to create that account. Now, these cases or that phone number are both located on the Enable Resource Center, which is nrc.n-able.com. Now, if you're a hosted Enable customer, the very first thing you need to do is log into the Enable Resource Center. Located under My Account, Account Management will be your hosted credentials. Now, here's an example of how the hosted credentials may be formatted. Encod or Incentral on Demand, a number for a server, .n-able.com, a username, and a password. Now there will only be one user account initially to access your hosted Incentral account, and of course you can create additional ones. If you're an on-premise customer for Enable, the very first thing you need to do is log into the Enable Resource Center and download the Incentral ISO. Now Incentral comes in two different forms. There'll be an upgrade file or a .nsp file, and of course a full installation ISO, which you'll need for a fresh install. Now located under Support, Software Downloads, download the most recent version of Incentral. That may be a hot fix, that may be a service pack, whatever is the most recent version of Incentral, and you'll need a place to install it. Now, Incentral has its own operating system built right into that ISO. So what you need to know is you're not going to pre-install an operating system. So whether you dedicate a physical server or you can virtualize it. Located under Support, Product Documentation, there's also a guide or system requirements that you can fulfill to install Incentral. Once you go through the install prompts by typing install within the first command screen, you'll get to the end of the install, which you'll need to start forwarding ports. Now the ports to forward are ports 22, port 80, 443, and 10,000. Port 22 is used for remote control, and keep in mind that these ports are inbound ports to the Incentral server. Port 80 and 443 are used to access the main web console for Incentral, and port 10,000 is the admin console. Now, once you install your Incentral server, you'll need to activate your Incentral server. So you can, if you'd like, log into the Enable Resource Center with that new account you have, and go under Support, Case Management. There you'll see a case for activation. In that case, you can go ahead and supply your public IP address or fully qualified domain name. Make sure, of course, those ports are forwarded already, and a member of our support team will activate that server. Alternatively, you can use the support numbers. You can call into our support team, and they can activate that server for you over the phone. Keep in mind, again, you want to make sure that those ports are already forwarded before you contact Enable. As an Enable customer, there are many resources available to you. There's a technical video series, much like the one you're watching. There's product documentation. There's the Enable Runbook, which is a best practice guide to utilizing N-central. There's the online help, which is a description of buttons, which includes knowledge base articles, for example. There's the discussion forums located on the Enable Resource Center. There is a daily technical Q&A. Every single day, Monday to Friday, we host a daily technical Q&A in which you can jump on and ask any type of question you'd like. We also have our support team, our support desk, that are available by case management or by phone. And you also have your sales engineer, much like myself. The sales engineer is your technical contact at Enable. They will help you onboard a customer. They will help you implement best practices and can answer any technical questions you may have. Let's go ahead and log into the Enable Resource Center, and I'll show you around the resources that you have available to you. I've gone ahead and I've logged into the Enable Resource Center. Of course, the very first thing you need is an account here. So make sure you have your business owner either call in to the Enable Help Desk, log a case under Support Case Management, or under My Account, go ahead and click on Account Management and create an account for you. Now, as a hosted customer, under My Account, Account Management, that's where your hosted details will be. So you can go ahead and log into your hosted N-central server. As a customer who has your own N-central server, located under Support, Software Downloads, locate the most recent version of N-central, including hotfixes or service packs, and download the ISO version, the full installation of N-central, to download, install on either a physical server or to be virtualized. Also located under Support, Product Documentation, is Install Guides. Now, the very first resource you have available to you are technical videos. Located under Training, feel free to watch any technical video you'd like. As new versions of N-central come out, there's always going to be some sort of new technical training that comes along with it, whether it's new core concepts or new features, and you can watch those at your leisure. Now, under Support, feel free to download under Product Documentation any PDFs that you'd like. This product documentation will be for implementing N-central, as well as this product documentation may be some how-to questions and how-to documentation. You also have the discussion forums available to you. So located under Community, Discussion Forums, you can use these discussion forums to ask questions of other Enable users, and you can also use these discussion forums as a means to communicate with product management. If there's a new feature you really want to get into N-central, you can post it on the discussion forums, and our product management team actually moderates these discussion forums. So you can ask questions of peers, as well as you can communicate feedback through the discussion forums. Now, if you want to interact with a sales engineer, located under Training, Live Technical Q&A. You can come onto this live technical Q&A Monday to Friday, and you can ask any type of question you'd like. Like I said, these are hosted by sales engineers, the experts in best practices. And these will be full of perhaps brand new customers, maybe like yourself, or Enable customers who have used the product for 5 years and are coming on to ask very specific questions. Now, when you need to speak with someone on our support team, there's a few different ways to access that resource. So located right under the category called Support, I can click on the Support header, and here I'll have a phone number for support team, both a North American phone number as well as an international phone number. If you have any sort of questions, you can call into that support team and you can speak with a support representative. Alternatively, you can also create a case. Located under Support Case Management, feel free to submit a case, and that will of course be answered by a support representative as soon as possible. Next, we're going to take a look at a few resources that are located within N-central, both the online help as well as the runbook. I've gone ahead and I've logged into my N-central server. I'm going to scroll down on the very bottom left, expand Help, and I'll go ahead and I'll click on Help. That will open up a new window in Firefox here and bring me into the Help section. You can see here that Help is organized into Contents, Index, and Knowledge Base articles. If I'm looking how to run some sort of action, maybe description of a particular report, I can expand that category and I can read up within our Help section. This will describe buttons, this will point you to documents, and this will generally answer what your question is. Now, if I'm looking for more maybe best practice implementation, or maybe even some aspects that are a little outside of Incentral, then the Runbook is the best resource for me. So, located again under the Help section, I'll click on Runbook. That'll open it up again in a new window here. And over on the left-hand side, I have Assessment, I have Onboarding, Optimization, and Reporting. Now, if I'm trying to onboard a new prospect, what type of assessment should I do? What type of information should I collect about that prospect? Well, this Runbook is actually going to answer those type of questions. When I'm onboarding a new customer, what type of things do I need to think about? Here I have a deployment checklist. Do they have a VMware server? Do they have Dell hardware? The type of questions that I need to ask myself so I can set up monitoring for those applications or devices. Maybe I'm transitioning from a competitor to Enable, and I want to remove their software as I transition to Incentral. We can go ahead and review displacing deployed RMM solutions. Optimizing environments. So whether I'm doing that through some sort of Incentral automation policy, or maybe I'm just looking for some sort of command or some sort of diagnostics that other partners do in certain types of situations. The last category in here is reporting. So if I want to do an assessment report, what type of report should I provide? If I want to provide a monthly report to a customer, what type of report should I provide? All those type of details, those best practices are all within this Runbook, and it's a fantastic resource. This concludes the technical onboarding orientation. You should be able to answer now, how do I access my Incentral server, whether it's hosted or on-premise? How do I download documentation or get answers in the documentation? Where do I find technical videos? And if I have any questions, how do I create a ticket, either for the support team or for my sales engineer? Next, we're going to move into the first phase of the onboarding, which is deployment to a customer site. Thank you.